based living in Central Asia, back from Thailand. And my piece is Finding Favor with the King. Hello friends. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to stand in the presence of God? Have you tried to do things in order to please Him? What is it that makes your worship truly acceptable to God? Well, let me tell you a true story. A young maiden who had to make a choice to be pleasing to the king and, in finding favor, change her life and her people's forever. This lovely lady was Esther. Esther was an ordinary girl with an extraordinary experience. You see, she lived in a time when the people, the Jews, were held captive in the land called Persia. One day, the king of Persia made an announcement. Hear ye, hear ye! The king is searching for a new queen of the Persian Empire. Since Esther was a beautiful girl, she was convinced to join. Esther was hesitant, but truly, who wouldn't want to be a queen? I would love to be a queen. Anyway, becoming a queen was not that easy. Esther had to prepare for 1 year before she can be presented to the king. If you face the king and he's not satisfied with you, you'll lose your chance of being selected queen forever. All contestants were asked to live in the palace to be trained under royal tutors. How to dress up, how to walk, how to stand, how to eat, how to do everything, how to wait to people, how to sit properly, how to carry your crown. Their hair was regularly washed with black henna to make sure that they would be bright and shiny. They were made to take a bath in milk to make sure their complexion would be white and clear. Then the clothes, what to wear. I love shopping, but the girls had more than what any young woman could ask for. Shopping allowed us to buy the best clothing they would wear when they faced the king. All the girls, except Esther, went to the best dress shop and chose the best designs they would wear when they faced the king. Some chose elaborate dresses with long trains to look very majestic. Other girls chose glittering gowns with matching shawls of feather and animal fur to look like movie stars. Others even wore crowns to look royal even before they can be named queen. Each of the girls planned to look their best to win the much-coveted crown of being Queen of Persia. Now, while the girls were out, Esther stayed at the palace ground, thinking deeply. How can I be pleasing to the king? Oh God, please give me wisdom. This is not just for me, it's for you and your people. And sure enough, God gave Esther wisdom, and she approached one of the king's assistants and asked him, what will be pleasing to the king? What's his taste in clothes? What is his idea of beauty? What's his favorite perfume? What is he looking for in a queen? The king's assistant was pleased with her questions, and he told her what the king is looking for. He is looking for one who desires to please him and him alone, was the assistant replied, and he went on to tell Esther the details. The king's favorite colors, preference for clothes, the kind of makeup women wear, the perfume he loves, and her attitude. So while others, for 1 year, tried to become the most beautiful girl from the old point of view, Esther alone was busy turning herself into everything the king desired. And so the day came when each of the contenders were presented to the king. Each one was almost perfect, but no one passed the king's standards. Then it was Esther's turn to present herself. Just right. The right clothing, the right makeup, the right perfume. She made sure she looked exactly what the king is looking for in a queen. Gracefully, she walked down the aisle, approaching the royalty. Simple but splendid, just right. The crowd watched silently as her beauty captivated them. Not that she had something better than others, it's just that she was different and just right. The king's eyes were glued on Esther. What made her stand out from the rest? He could smell the essence of his favorite perfume. Her clothes, simple but carried his favorite colors. As she lifted her eyes to look at the king, even those eyes were made to look exactly as he desired. The king stood up and extended his scepter to Esther and said, "This will be my queen, for she's the only one who I came as my queen, as I desired my queen to be. From this day forth, you are Queen Esther." The crowd applauds, as finally the king had chosen a queen. The crown was placed onto Esther's head as she would proclaim, "Esther, Queen of the Persian Empire." And the rest was history. I can't help but think of Esther Let's restore the context of our worship. Do you want to gain favor of the King of Kings? Let us not forget, it is not what we want to be in the eyes of God that will make us acceptable in His presence. It is becoming what God wants us to be. This is the true essence of worship. Coming before God will want us to, with a broken and contrite heart, to present our lives as living holy sacrifice unto God, which is our reasonable service. This is the end of our story, but I hope this will be the beginning of a journey to find favor in the eyes of our King. God bless you all.